came back looked good. Yeah, she looked good. I don't know how she felt, but she looked good. She seemed normal.
Got to finish with late.
Yeah, well, it was not a great day from that standpoint. I think they were hungover from George's party yesterday. Too much May started. Claire's George turned 2, so rocket party.
I was talking with Natisha. It's kind of an interesting spot here, but she's going to play with the starters a lot, and will probably have to be much more of a facilitator in that situation.
Yeah.
And she's going to be leading the second group, where she's going to be a first option.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, the player, the Magellan was that all along, but that's kind of unique. It's a kind of a unique role that Navic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But it's almost like, yes, it may be a little more unique than what we've had in a while. We also look for Carlton, like when she's playing with both groups, like her mentality. Like when she was on the floor in this last game with the second group, she needed to be the one that was the go-to player, right? So in the first half, she didn't have that mindset. She had that little more of a mindset in the second half. And so, yeah, you have to toggle between those two because knowing what's needed, who am I playing with? Is it my time? Oh, they need me to be the scorer right now. Yeah, it's a fun role, I think.
Interesting group in that you have 2 guards really who can be point and off.
Yeah.
And can defend at both.
Yeah.
So there's so much flexibility there.
Yep.
But what is, in your mind, you talked about a little bit after the game, but what can Natisha bring that maybe nobody else brings to this team?
We were talking about this actually. Just her physical aggression, her quickness, her agility. She gets to spots defensive really, really well. She's very quick hands. And so I think defensively she gives us, maybe what we were looking for, a little more speed, a little more ability to impact. She'll guard the ball in the backcourt. Certainly wanting to do those things doesn't come as naturally for her. It's what T does. It's a happy space for
and
her.
She always has.
Always has. Always been hard to play against. And then just penetration. Once you look at kind of the full roster, the anticipated full roster, her penetration skills would be beneficial to the shooting. All right, so those are the things that she gives that we don't have many on the roster that do.
She's one of there aren't a lot of players on this roster who have played in as many big games, and she has.
Very true.
That's pretty important too.
Very important. It was really valuable to us as Courtney's been in big games, and certainly Natisha's first 5 years. This is 6th season. Her first 5 years where we're playing at a really high level, playing deep into the playoffs, and yeah, absolutely. She's ready for the moment. She's ready for her maybe a larger space, and getting us in those moments.
Well, I know that starting, not starting is not as big as how many minutes you play and when you're on the court.
Yep.
But she started. She's not started. Yeah. She came here. I mean, you have to embrace the idea that you're going to play a couple roles, and it can kind of take into that well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, she's excited to be here. I don't know if that came through when you were talking with her. I mean, I think she's just enjoyed just the complete environment, whether it's the resources that we have, whether it's the teammates that she has, the role that she's really comfortable with. I think if you talk to T, it's genuine. Some players say, oh, it doesn't matter, but then deep down inside, it really does matter. If a player wants to start, but I think it shows itself if the minutes are starter minutes, which is very possible. If you're finishing games at time because you earned it, I think T really means it. T is going to be a team player for us.
In terms of depth and versatility, how far back do you have to go to find a backcourt this deep and versatile and this timid?
I think that when we had Odyssey in 2019, Odyssey was a second-team All-WNBA player in that season, and I'm trying to, because it was just before we had. I can't remember who the 2-guard was.
So I was thinking maybe Renee and Annie and Lindsay and.
Yeah, I mean, probably ultimately to get a pair of players that play off each other. I think for sure Renee Montgomery and Anna Cruz, they were a fun duo, playing off of each other. Same thing, they could play starter minutes and could finish games.
And they could
That was what?
both initiate and play on.
Yep. That was all the way to 2015.
I know. That's why.
Yeah,
it's kind of
yeah,
mad.
yeah.
I'm not saying you haven't had good guard play,
Right.
But in terms of depth,
Yeah.
and versatility.
Yeah, because when you have, Whalen and Simone and those were your backups, that's probably pretty fair. Yeah.
That's all. Oh, health-wise, all good.
Yeah, knock on wood. Yep.
When is Chechi doing?
While we're in DC, she'll arrive and get her physical.
There.
No.
Oh, sure. Oh,
Yeah,
she'll come right
yeah.
there.
Work will be there, coming home. She'll be here that same day, getting her physicals, and then Thursday's a recovery day, and so she'll practice on Friday.
Okay, you're flying out tomorrow. So you know that.
Yeah, correct. But we are practicing tomorrow, but we're flying out after we practice.
Okay. Dorka and Sika still playing?
Yeah, Sika advanced today.